Hello and thank you for joining us on Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I'm Naja'at Tijani. Former Governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Adamu, has taken oath of office as the third elected national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. Alhaji Adamu was elected alongside 77 other members who make up the National Working Committee and zonal leadership of the party. That report will come in our subsequent bulletin. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has made a passionate appeal to the newly elected APC National Working Committee to, as a matter of policy, promote unity, internal democracy and resist any attempt at subjecting elections to public offices to the highest bidder syndrome. Addressing delegates at the 5th National Convention of the party, the president said popular and acceptable aspirants must be allowed to fly the party's flag in the 2023 general elections. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
This convention is coming at a crucial time when we prepare for another round of general election.
APC members, President Muhammadu Buhari, therefore emphasized must remain strong and united if the abundant potentials at the disposal of the party can be exploited. The president said internal disputes like the ones he had cause to settle recently are common in young democracies, maintaining, however, that such differences must not be allowed to tear and frustrate the party.
We should learn how to resolve our differences without jeopardizing our personal relationships and the fate of the party. We should have the spirit of sportsmanship and always support the party to succeed. We will resist the imposition of candidates. We should also promote equal opportunities and respect for the laws guiding the election to send us out as Nigeria's ruling party.
President Buhari, who appreciated what he called the rescue mission embarked upon by the Mai Mala Buni-led caretaker committee, described as gladdening that the APC bounced back to life with the reconciliation of several key and critical stakeholders as well as groups who had either left or on the verge of leaving the party.
It is gratifying that the party recorded massive unprecedented defections under the caretaker committee administration. The membership registration and the revalidation exercise undertaken by the caretaker committee has recorded over 41.5 million members. This has proved that we are indeed Nigeria's leading and largest political party. It also exhibits our numerical strength and potential to win elections at all given times fairly and squarely.
Thus notwithstanding, the president said members must register as voters, obtain their permanent voter cards, and come out massively to vote during elections. Otherwise, the huge population of the APC would be of no use to the party.
It is our hope that the new Electoral Act, which I recently signed into law, would promote the process of election, enhance transparency, fill in existing gaps, and add value to Nigerian democracy. I, therefore, call on all the political parties, politicians, and indeed the electorate to be guided by the Act and all other relevant laws for our democracy to thrive.
President Buhari used the opportunity to appreciate Nigerians for their understanding and support to his administration, promising to do much more in making their lives more meaningful, as well as sustaining the upward trajectory in critical sectors of the nation's economy. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still on the issue of the moment, the new APC National Working Committee is expected to exert the needed influence to deliver in 2023. Charles Alpha examines how.
How will the new leadership keep on from here is key to the realization of its goals at the primaries and ultimately the 2023 general elections.
So I'm telling you, 2023, we have people on board that will carry on with a good job. The next thing I'm telling you in 2023, somebody that is coming to make this economy one of the best in Africa is coming in 2023.
We are going to make history. History will taught us all today because we are supporting a man with integrity.
It's a sign of victory for us, APC, that APC is the largest party in Nigeria, that for sure next coming election we are going to win. And
party stalwarts are optimistic that this constitution of a proper national working executive of the APC will put the party on a strong footing to solidify its hold across various levels without distractions. Others say the ability to demonstrate maturity in handling its affairs and bring more members to its fold will greatly widen its scope of representation. The task now before the new APC executive, analysts say, will be how to persuade Nigerians to continue to keep faith in the APC regime and deliver in 2023. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
The chairman of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Mai Mala Buni, has advised the APC to approach the 2023 general election with a united front. The appeal is contained in Governor Mai Mala Buni's address to the APC National Convention, which held on Saturday at Eagle Square in Abuja. Governor Buni describes the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee as a child of circumstance constituted by the National Executive Committee to restructure and reposition the party. Evaluating the achievements recorded by the party under the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor Buni said upon assumption of office, the committee embarked on a genuine and all-inclusive reconciliation process to give everyone a true sense of belonging, confidence and reassurance in the collective ownership of the party. He said under his chairmanship of the Caretaker Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, the APC recorded unprecedented increase in membership from the previous 11 million registered members to more than 41 million registered members, adding that the APC now has an added advantage of winning elections in Nigeria with landslide victories. Furthermore, Governor Buni said under the Caretaker Committee, the APC made history with an unparalleled record of high-powered defections into the party, including 3 serving governors. He listed other achievements of the committee to include the peaceful and successful congresses at various levels, review of the party's constitution. The party also organized the National Youth Summit, attracting youth from all the political wards across the country to mobilize the youth and give them a sense of belonging and to enhance their commitment to the party. Similarly, women party faithful from across the country were assembled in Abuja and sensitized on active participation and generating support for the party. The party also took deliberate measures to give special recognition to people living with disabilities and now represented in every function of the party. This is in recognition of the great roles they play in mobilizing the electorate and participation in election processes. The chairman, Governor Mai Mala Buni, says the party is aware of the 2023 aspirations of some members and is appealing to all aggrieved members to bury their differences and collectively work for the interest and success of the party. Now, to talk more on this, the Deputy National Women Leader, APC, Zainab Abubakar Ibrahim, is here in the studio to tell us about the just concluded APC convention. You're welcome to our studios, Hajia Zainab.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you were on ground live at Eagle Square. Could you give us a general overview before we get into the meat of the matter?
Okay, thank you for having me. We had a very, very successful convention. 77 positions were contested for, and only 5 went into elections. That is to tell you that the general position was for consensus. Consensus is the first provision in the Constitution when it comes to election. It is only when you don't agree on consensus that you go into election. That prevents a crisis in the and promotes brotherhood. Yes, in the during elections, we had a very, very well attended and conducted convention, and I tell you that every member of APC is happy with it because, as I earlier mentioned, out of the 77 positions contested for, only 5 went into proper election, and new executives have emerged as the output of the convention.
When you say everyone is happy, what about the women? What are they expected? What role are they expected to play in 2023? And do you think women stand a chance of having equal opportunity come 2023?
I want to tell you that women have never had it this good, because as I speak to you, in the National Working Committee of the party, we have more number of women than ever before. Yes, and that tells you that better things are coming, because we will work assiduously to make sure that we have more women in both elective and appointive positions. Yes.
So come 2023, do you think, considering this document that the chairman of the caretaker committee, Governor May Malabuni, spelled out, where he summarized a lot of the things that the APC has done under his leadership, including the role of women and, of course, expectations for 2023, do you think that the APC stands a chance?
Absolutely. APC stands the chance of winning the 2023 elections at the federal level, and I tell you that we are going to win more states that are governed by PDP. One of them is my state. I am now absolutely more confident than ever before that APC is going to emerge victorious and that more states will be taken over.
Thank you, Hajia Zainab, but you haven't told us your state yet.
I'm from Taraba State, the food basket of the nation.
Thank you very much, Hajia, and we hope to have you in our studio once again, very soon, to tell us more about
always
this.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
I've been talking to the Deputy National Women Leader, APC, Hajia Zainab Abubakar. Now, the former governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Adamu, has taken oath of office as the 3rd elected national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. Alhaji Adamu was elected alongside 77 other members who make up the National Working Committee and zonal leadership of the party. Salihu Gwanara reports.
And bear true allegiance to the All Progressives.
Under the watchful eyes of the leader of the party, President Muhammadu Buhari, the founding fathers, the progressive governors, APC members of the National Assembly, and other top stakeholders in the governing party, the oath officially opened another chapter for a new leadership for the governing All Progressives Congress. The party's 5th National Convention gave thousands of delegates the opportunity to elect leaders through the ballot box, while a majority of the National Working Committee members, including the national chairman, emerged through a consensus. The new national chairman promised to operate an all-inclusive administration that will sustain the gains of the party and its government at all levels. He said the current administration is taking the lead in providing the long-awaited leadership for the good of the citizens, with focus on nation building. He noted that the Nigerian ideal should be a collective responsibility.
And we will work hard to ensure
that we fulfill your expectations. As politicians, we are not strangers to gains, losses, and disappointments. With the outcome of every political contest, let us show maturity and good sportsmanship. For almost 7 years now, APC administration at the federal, state, and local levels have been battling night and day in order to enhance the livelihood of Nigerians through various policies, programs, and projects.
Chairman, APC National Convention Election Committee, Governor Muhammad Badaru of Jigawa State, attributed the success of the exercise to the collective will and determination of the leader of the party and all aspirants.
Those that are following us through the night have seen all the announcements on whether consensus or results obtained out of the contest of the few offices that we have reason to contest.
Adamu Abdullahi is the 5th helmsman of the APC and 3rd elected national chairman after John Odige Oyegun and Adams Oshomole. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
Still on politics, political gladiators have continued to strategize and position themselves to clinch the flag of various political parties ahead of the Ekiti and Osun governorship poll and ultimately the 2023 general elections. Timothy Yusuf again reports.
This meeting is for me to consult you with aspiration.
The chairman of PDP Governors Forum and governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Waziri Tambuwal, who is aspiring to flag the PDP ticket in the forthcoming presidential election, has further taken his consultative engagement to former Deputy Governors Forum of PDP extraction and PDP women. Governor Tambuwal believes that the country needs an experienced pan-Nigerian Democrat who has the capacity to provide local solutions to local problems.
But we must all sheath our sword and be talking about Nigeria.
Speaker after speaker enjoined the PDP to jettison zoning arrangements, but rather look out for those that can deliver positive results. Meanwhile, Dr. Nwachukwu Anakwenze, a Nigerian in the diaspora from Anambra State, has informed the People's Democratic Party of his intention to join in the presidential race come 2023. He explained that his interaction with the party has kick-started his wider consultation with Nigerians.
I'm pursuing to a united Nigeria that works well for all groups, that's free and fair for everybody.
Away from the PDP, the Action Democratic Congress has reacted to its exclusion by INEC from the forthcoming Osun State governorship election. INEC said nominations of AA, ADC and ABGA will not be published for their failure to comply with the Commission's guidelines on political party operations 2018 or the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended.
They said ADC fielded a 33-year-old person as deputy governor.
National Chairman Ralph Okeunwosu enjoined party members to remain loyal to constituted authority while efforts are being intensified to resolve the issue. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Nigeria Governors Forum is not left out as it has pledged its commitment to supporting the efforts of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, to establish the African Democratic Institute. The chairman of the forum and governor of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, gave the indication at an interactive session with the leadership of IPAC in Abuja. Here again is Timothy Yusuf.
This visit by the leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council on the Nigeria Governors Forum is to seek areas of collaboration towards deepening the nation's democratic institutions. Chairman of the NGF, Kayode Fayemi, believes that the forum as a non-political platform is open to the African Democratic Institute initiative of IPAC, which when established will further strengthen democratic governance on Nigeria and other African countries.
Whatever we can do as a body to support IPAC to deliver on its task, we would be willing to do so. We know that this is a crucial penultimate year to the big election year, and IPAC would have a lot of roles to play.
Your Excellency, I wish to draw your attention to the fact that Nigeria is today virtually regarded as the hub and the radiating point of democracy on the African continent. The present leadership of IPAC is positioning the platform to live up to its responsibility of Nigeria in fostering and entrenching democracy in Africa.
The dream of setting up the African Democratic Institute is to have a center in Abuja that will offer the teaching of universal philosophy and practice of democracy. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
It's time for some messages. Nationwide will continue in Lagos with Michael.
The Nigerian aviation sector is rapidly growing with the construction of new international airport terminals in several regions of the country. The new Murtala Mohammed International Airport has an estimated passenger increase of 30 million annually and 15 million for Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Malam Aminu Kano International Airport is also expected to open new frontiers for the region with more travel capacity for the annual Hajj, while the new Akanu Ibiam International Airport, Enugu, avails more business opportunities connecting the industrial cities in the region to the world. These new terminals beat world-class standards with enabling infrastructure that aid air travel, tourism, and the eventual growth of the country's GDP.
Open up commerce and, of course, link us to international societies.
People from international community will come here to do business, and then that will bring in more revenue to the state.
Now, distances can be seamlessly covered as Nigeria keeps raising its bar to suit global infrastructure standards.
All the thrills and all the action on Nigeria's biggest dance reality show. Glow Battle of the Year is on NTA every Sunday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Candidates who are interested in gaining admission into NTA Television College JOS for the 2021-2022 two-year National Innovation Diploma Program are to apply for admission through the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM. The courses available for application include film and television production, broadcast journalism, and television engineering technology. Such candidates must have a minimum of 5 O-level credits in relevant subjects including English language and mathematics. For more information, please contact NTA Television College, JOS, or the marketing department of any NTA station nationwide. Registrar, Announcer.
I know that in the last decade, this country has been at different wars trying to keep the peace and promote the sovereignty and the integrity of the country. The troops are doing their best. The president has given them all the necessary tools. It is left for us as young people and as Nigerians to give them all the support we can. We say kudos to all our gallant military men. Please, whenever you see a police officer in or out of uniform, if you know them, clap for them whenever they need be. Give them seats in buses and trains and airplanes. Have the airline managers reduce air tickets for them or train tickets for them. Show them that we appreciate what they do and show their families that there is something right and honorable and truly remarkable about wearing a uniform and going into the bushes and the forest to fight enemies of this country that are hell-bent in bringing your life to an end. It's a very tough time, but we have to all put our hands together. Please support our troops and support our police officers.
Thank you for joining us in Lagos. Tertiary education is a major driver of economic competitiveness in an increasingly knowledge-driven global economy, and as such, improving the sector cannot be overemphasized. Adiola Komiakiri reports.
Tertiary education refers to all formal post-secondary education, which is at the highest level in the hierarchy in Nigeria and globally. It provides a range of broad, measurable benefits to graduates relating to health, gender equality, and democracy, among other areas, and in addition, contributes to strengthening of institutions and forming of professionals.
The full benefit of tertiary education is not being felt in society because of the gap between academia and industry. That gap has frustrated different circles of society. When those gaps exist, it defeats the purpose of tertiary education and its impact on social and economic transformations.
What it also means for society is that the higher the number of persons with tertiary education, higher education, the more the size of your middle class. And your middle class is a major contributor to stability for most economies.
This higher form of education provides added advantage to people when it comes to getting competitive jobs, which is most times a tall order.
The quality of graduates turned out from our university is very, very low. They are unemployable outside this country, even within the country.
Analysts say this is largely responsible for the exodus of young Nigerians to further their education in foreign lands.
There is an increased demand for tertiary education. Nigeria is reacting to it in the legislature. They want to create more universities without improving the existing ones.
All the countries that are doing very well are those countries that are focused on improving the quality of education of their people.
Unfortunately, in Nigeria, the spate of industrial actions by academic and non-academic unions have negatively impacted the sector. Analysts have therefore called on governments to reverse the decay in the education sector in order to reposition it for greater responsibilities in national development. In Lagos, Adeola Komiakere, NTA News.
Road users have been experiencing periodic traffic since the closure of Abuja Bridge, gutted by fire as a result of trading activities under the bridge. Amaka O, who visited alternate routes provided after the closure and the scene of the incident, filed this report.
Motorists are bearing the brunt of the closure of the Abuja Bridge, a major link between Lagos Island and mainland. The third mainland bridge, one of the alternative routes, experienced traffic in the early hours due to this vehicle gutted by fire. It took efforts of security personnel to bring the situation under control. At the Echo Bridge, the story is different. Motorcycles seem to be the only means of transportation to access the area.
You can't say because you are making money and some other people, they are suffering inside the traffic. So government should try and do something in time. We are getting it very difficult to pass, that is it, because the bridge is very bad for us now. There is more traffic on the road. Now we are suffering before making it. You see how we are maneuvering.
I stay in Ago Palace Square, and coming from there to here, it takes me almost 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Right under the bridge, we found rubble from the Inferno still littered everywhere.
And a lot of evacuation is ongoing. One can see that these traders are complying with the directive from the federal and state government that they vacate the under bridge.
We don't even have what to feed our family because we lost all our livelihood in the fire. So we are still waiting. The state government said we should leave. We don't have, there's no provision of where we are going, and we don't know what is our fate.
Now we are clear that place before they will come. We don't declare everything. Maybe if they don't come now, we will not stress them. They know so we don't come out, so maybe they can have missing us.
This area also serves as an alternative for motorists who are trying to navigate their way in a bid to avoid the traffic being experienced as a result of the closure of the bridge.
Sources say the Abuja Bridge, gutted by fire, was built in 1975. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
That is it from here. Nationwide continues with Najatu in Abuja. But before we let you go, let's remind you that you can follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on YouTube at NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page at NTA Network News, Twitter handle at NTA News Now, and on Instagram at NTA Network for updates.
Thank you, Michael. Still on infrastructural development, critical stakeholders in the Nigeria Railway Corporation have converged on Minna, the Niger state capital, to finalize modalities for the commencement of reconstruction of the Minna-Baru rail line. Musa Mikhail reports that the 200-kilometer rehabilitation project will cost 80.6 billion naira.
The federal government policy thrust on rail transportation is to rehabilitate existing rail tracks and construct new ones. Hence, the Minna-Baru rail track rehabilitation project with extension to Baru Port. The project is a 200-kilometer to be executed at the cost of 80.06 billion naira, with 7 stations to be located in Lafiagi, Kacha, Katerigi, Mina, Baro, and Egba.
We are here for the kick-off meeting to drop the program, the work program, and every other thing. We are going to discuss it with the contractor. It's only after that has been approved that the contract will commence. They have submitted the advance payment guarantee, and the finance people are working on it to give them the advance payment. But they are mobilized so that they can start working in it.
The managing director also indicates a possibility of extending the rail track to Lagos and other parts of the country. The project, awarded to CCECC, has an execution period of 3 years. In Mina, Musa Mikael, NTA News.
The World Water Forum has ended in Dakar with a new course of action emerging for the international community and stakeholders to endorse and ensure the effective implementation of outcomes in solving water and sanitation issues. Musbaud Wahab reports that the government of Senegal received world accolade for the impressive organization of the Global Forum.
His Excellency President Macky Sall, we say thank you so much for making Africa proud.
Beyond the accolade is the Dakar Declaration, which seeks the world to guarantee the right to water and sanitation for all, guarantee resource availability and resilience, secure adequate funding, ensure inclusive water governance, and strengthen cooperation.
At different levels, at basin level, at national level, at regional level, and at international level, that we need to work together to provide water for all.
African Union commitment to sustainable development goals and commitment to funding the water goal within the SDGs, and they created a committee, and I'm very pleased.
Nigeria is not in water stress situation, but we need to develop the best technology that will meet the demand of our people and then serve our people better.
The declaration is also expected to guide discussions at the UN Water Conference in New York next year.
So I'm also here with a purpose to take to that conference everything that came out of this forum. But we can't do this alone as the Netherlands and Tajikistan. We need Africa to join us in this call to action.
The forum had a feel of the hospitality to expect as Indonesia received the baton to host the next World Water Forum in 2024.
Do you want to see another performance? Yeah? See you in Bali, Indonesia 2024!
In Dakar, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
Thank you, Musbau. Now for all the latest from Kaduna with Suleiman.
Najatu and welcome. Federal House of Representatives Committee on Water Resources again raised hope of stakeholders with commitment to speedily work on upgrading National Water Resources Institute Kaduna to a degree awarding institution. This is coming as the lawmakers challenge management of the institute to maintain the tempo of imparting skills and empowerment programs to generate employment among Nigerian youth. Achari Maxwell reports.
National Water Resources Institute is responsible for training of manpower for management of Nigeria's water sector. House Committee on Water Resources, under Chairman Sadasoli, leading a team on visit to management of the institution, informed Director General of the Institute about readiness to make it great in order to serve Nigerians better. Describing water as important resources to promote well-being of the people, Sadasoli said stakeholders should continue to work together to achieve set objectives. Director General Professor Emmanuel Adanu and management of the institution took committee members on inspection of e-library, workshops, laboratories, and hostel facilities. Similarly, members also inspected JICA and UNESCO buildings, as Chairman Sadasoli gives an impression about the visit.
My dream personally and dream of the committee and perhaps the National Assembly is to see how we can transform this institute to become the first water resources university in West Africa.
My only encouragement is to go back and work with my chairman to ensure that that bill sees the light of the day.
Water is most important to everybody,
And some of these resources we have. And it's our responsibility here to put it.
Certificates were presented to participants of federal constituency training on borehole maintenance and management, water rig fabrication, and household maintenance in Kaduna. Achari Maxwell, NTA News.
More than 140 vulnerable and indigent persons in Katsina State have benefited from the federal government assistance under the Social Inclusion Program. Beneficiaries drawn from Faskari and Jibia local government areas of the state received the intervention under the ECOWAS Humanitarian Stabilization Fund in partnership with Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, and the World Food Program of the United Nations. Shewa Adamu reports that pregnant women and children under the age of 2 also benefited from food and nutrition.
The Humanitarian Stabilization Fund intervention is being implemented in ECOWAS member countries affected by climate change and other crises affecting livelihood of communities that mostly depend on agriculture. In a message to the launching of the Stabilization Fund in Katsina, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farooq, says under the cash-based transfer, the beneficiaries were given 27,500 naira monthly for a period of 6 months. Represented by Director Humanitarian Department in the ministry, the minister explained that under the intervention, 603 grinding machines were distributed in Borno, Adamawa, Yobe, and Katsina State.
The ministry shall continue to strive delivery on her mandate by ensuring a coordinated provision of humanitarian assistance to minister to the most vulnerable population.
Beneficiaries are usually encouraged to buy a wide range of local nutritious foods.
Some of the beneficiaries expressed appreciation for the intervention and commended the federal government and its partners in the program for improving their livelihood. Katsina State Governor, represented by Special Advisor Department of Empowerment and Special Intervention, Abdulkadir Mamman Nasser, pledges continuous commitment of the state government to identify with any initiative that will uplift the living standard of its people. In Katsina, Shehu Adamu, NTA News.
And just before we go, remember you can follow this news broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, on our YouTube channel, NTA News Online. You can also visit our Facebook page, NTA Network News, Twitter at NTA News Now, and Instagram, NTA Network for updates. Yahanasu, is back to you.
Thank you, Suleiman. I wonder which Yohannes you are thinking of. Now, sorghum farmers in Nigeria are exploring ways of driving maximum benefit from global demand upsurge of the produce as multinational companies continue to search for a substitute to wheat, which is beset with scarcity due to the war in Ukraine. Awal Salisu reports.
The war in Ukraine, which is a leading global producer of wheat, has forced companies that relied on wheat supply from the country to look for alternative produce and channels of supply. Sorghum produced abundantly in Nigeria is one of such alternatives in high demand.
Information that sorghum is now not only a food crop but also an industrial and commercial crop, because we have seen so many companies, beverages, pharmaceutical industries and food companies that are using sorghum as their raw material.
This interactive forum of sorghum farmers and other stakeholders is organized by Sorghum Farmers Association of Nigeria with a view to ensuring maximum harnessing of the potentials across the entire value chain of sorghum production, processing and marketing, so that players in the sector gain higher value of their enterprises.
With this conference, there's expectation that Nigeria is going places in sorghum production.
The federal government, through the Central Bank of Nigeria, is ready for more productive partnership with the sorghum farmers so long as they demonstrate commitment and unity in the pursuit of enhanced productivity. A cross-section of experts and research institutes have offered contributions on better ways to exploit the immense values in sorghum production. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
And from Kano, we head to Zamfara State, where the government has embarked on a statewide disinfection of poultry markets and farms for the control and containment of a highly pathogenic strain of avian influenza in the state. The exercise was flagged off at Gusau Central Market and is billed to cover all 14 local government areas of the state. Jamilu Ibrahim reports.
Avian influenza, commonly called bird flu, is a disease that occurs primarily in all species of birds, as well as affects other animals and human beings, thereby causing serious illness that could lead to death. Having received reports on the outbreak of the bird flu in some neighboring states and the Niger Republic, Zamfara state government swiftly embarked on massive disinfection of live bird markets and poultry farms across the state with a view to containing the highly pathogenic influenza.
You know, Zamfara state has borders with other states as well as Niger Republic. So a lot has been done to sensitize all those birds that have been bringing into Zamfara state for a possible quarantine services.
I have directed all the media organizations in the state to engage into the sensitization exercise for this event and to liaise with the Ministry of Livestock to ensure that things are done, people are aware, people are given the protective advice so that we save lives.
Special Advisor, Zamfara State Agency for Markets Development and Management, Alhaji Suleiman Usman Zumunchi, and the Chairman Lab Birds Sellers Association, Gusau Central Market Branch, Saidu Umar, applauded the state government for the proactive measures and assured of their support and cooperation towards the success of the exercise. The exercise is built to cover all major live birds markets and poultry farms across the 40 local government areas of the state. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
2 suspected drug traffickers have excreted a total of 165 wraps of cocaine following their arrest at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Both suspects were on board an Ethiopian air flight from Addis Ababa with total weight substance of 3.62 kilograms ingested into their body. In a related development, narcotic officers of the Directorate of Operations and General Investigation also intercepted substantial quantities of methamphetamine, cocaine and cannabis sativa packaged for export to Australia, China, Qatar, Ireland and Thailand through some courier companies in Lagos, a shipment of not less than 29 kilograms. Meanwhile, an estimated 2.3 tons of illicit drugs and 791,100 naira have been recovered in major raids by the NDLEA in Ogun, Rivers and Enugu states within the past week. Now, Obehi will tell us more about a sensitization walk against self-medication and other reports. Obehi, over to you.
Thank you very much, Najati, for joining us in Benin. There have been a series of advocacies against self-medication. This time, medical experts in Benin, led by a former vice-chancellor of the Ambrose Ali University, Professor Dennis Agbonhalao, is soliciting the support of community leaders to sensitize people at the grassroots on the dangers inherent in self-medication. Paul Omokago reports.
Concerned by the increasing number of Nigerians who self-medicate, a non-governmental organization, the Antimicrobial Resistance Scientific Hub in Nigeria had a walk round Ohombe communities. Led by Professor Dennis Agbonhalao, the awareness campaign on the dangers posed by self-medication to the health of rural dwellers afforded the team the opportunity to interact with the people with handbills distributed in course of the sensitization. The team also visited 2 royal fathers. The Nogie of Ogbeson commended the team for bringing the campaign to the grassroots.
It's a good lecture, and bringing it to the grassroots is what is so important.
Professor Agbonhalao, in an interview after the visit, says it was a success and commended the royal fathers for their support and zeal to educate their subjects on the need to refrain from self-medication.
Educating ourselves, re-educating even the clinicians, and then we also need to carry the crusade to the veterinarians.
The campaign featured lectures by resource persons on the use of antibiotics as a curative measure to communicable diseases and aseptic techniques to urine samples collection. In Benin, Paul Omokago, NTA News.
And from health now to election matters. Members of the Edo State Independent Electoral Commission, EDSEC, have been sworn in. The 7-member commission, chaired by Justice James Oyomiri, retired, was constituted by Governor Godwin Obaseki to plan and conduct the state local government election. Elizabeth Omoko reports.
It's been a year since the dissolution of local government executives in Edo State, following the expiration of that 3-year tenure in March 5th. It is to fill in the positions which have been operated by heads of local government administrators that Governor Obaseki is inaugurating the 7-member commission. He charged them to deliver above average and appealed to stakeholders in the political space to play their part so that the electorate can participate in the process of choosing their leaders at the grassroots.
With improvements in the electoral system in the state, we hope that we will conduct local government elections that will be seen as credible and acceptable by the generality of our people.
Chairman of the commission, Justice James Oyomiri, retired, assures that the commission will be fair to all as an electoral umpire.
I want to pledge to Mr. Governor and the people of the state that we will carry our duty diligently in the interest of the state. We will pledge to deliver a free, fair, and credible election to the state.
The commission is expected to set modalities and dates for the election in the coming days. In Benin, Elizabeth Omako, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues with Nigerian in Abuja.
Ever-busy ancient city of Onitsha is a commercial hub with millions of commuters seamlessly linking other states daily for business, leisure, and other purposes. To upscale its road network, the construction of a 1.6-kilometer long second Niger bridge, including a 10.3-kilometer highway furnished with other infrastructure, has been in motion by the federal government. This project will ease congestion on the existing 56-year-old Onitsha bridge and boost the economic capacity of the state as it easily connects to other parts of the country. The completion of the world-class second Niger bridge Onitsha will be one of the many proud moments of the state, its people, Nigerians, and foreign investors. Onitsha, which hosts the largest market in Africa, is geared up to boast of an impressive road network. Once again, these moments are made alive by the federal government, and it is deserving of all the applause.
Contemporary times require practical skills to remain competitive and relevant in your organization. Therefore, take advantage of NTA TV College Short Proficiency courses to sharpen your professional skills. Basic Broadcast Accounting and Auditing. Date 4th April to 15th April 2022. 2 weeks. Audio Engineering Operations and Maintenance. Date 18th April to 29th April 2022. 2 weeks. The course fee for the 2-week course is 150,000 Naira only. Accommodation inclusive. The venue for all courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College, Jos. Training you to be the best you want to be.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk. You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
Thanks for staying tuned. Let's now hand over to Susan in Makurdi for more on Nationwide.
For joining us in Makurdi. Pensioners in Benue State under the aegis of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, NUP, staged a peaceful protest on the streets of Makurdi demanding the payment of outstanding pension arrears running into several months. Sandra Dowesi Akeme reports that the rally was cut short as a result of the intervention of the Commissioner of Police, Benue State, Mr. Wale Abbas, due to what he described as security reasons.
The pensioners in their hundreds took to major roads of Makurdi, the Benue State capital, to protest the non-payment of their gratuities and pension arrears. The protesters say their decision to stage the peaceful rally is to make public their grievances, noting that the development has forced them to live beggarly lives.
For 34 months now, we have not been paid our monthly pension. Each time we want to protest or to make it known to the public, the governor will be telling the public that he has reached an agreement with our own union. All people who are of our age, you have not paid them for 36 months, 76 months, 96 months. Where are we getting our food from to feed ourselves and families?
I'm on a special drug. I cannot buy those drugs because there is no money. For how many months? How many years have I not been paid?
We want our gratuity, pension arrears, and harmonization to be paid to us. In short of that, this protest will not stop at all. It's just the beginning.
Some of us are dying. Our children cannot go to school.
However, the protest was cut short due to the intervention of the state police commissioner, who promised to convey their demands to the state government for necessary actions.
After somebody has worked for 35 years, it's not left for you now to be in the comfort of your home, to be saying, I'm now giving the fruit of my labor, and somebody is deciding you of this my labor. Nobody will be happy. However, there is a way we can channel it.
In Makurdi, Sandra Dowesi Akeme, NTA News.
The scarcity of petrol, which has continued to linger over the last few months, has no doubt brought with it attendant consequences on consumers of the product. This development is further being worsened by sharp practices by some dealers of the product to promote artificial scarcity. Sandra Dowesi Akeme looks at efforts being put in place by regulatory bodies to put a stop to this trend.
The availability of petrol is key in facilitating human and vehicular activities. Conversely, its scarcity has far-reaching negative effects to human existence. For close to 2 months, Nigerians have grappled with petrol scarcity, infringing the operations of several businesses.
Almost 2 hours. We called to buy for the no green sell for they sell for Jericho. And they don't want to sell to us. They are selling to some selected people.
In a bid to monitor unwholesome practices by some dealers of petrol, the Task Force on Petroleum Products and Price Monitoring and other regulatory bodies have continued to checkmate fraudulent practices such as hoarding of petrol and adjustments in meters to shortchange buyers.
We are taking the DPs in the station to ascertain what is left on ground. This is to make sure that marketers don't divert. They source this product from the open market for sale. And so when you are sourcing from the open market, you know that the price cannot be the same. When we got to that station, we understood they had PMS, they had the products, but they would not sell it to the public. So we asked to deep to know, to ascertain the volume of PMS in their tanks, which they also refused to give us a dipping. And so what we posted was a summon letter, so that they can come to the cabinet office and explain why they were not selling, and why they also refuse to do what to allow us also see what they have in their tanks.
They say with the arrival of more trucks of the products to the state, consumers are assured of continuous access to this all-essential commodity. In Makurdi, Sandra Dowesi Akeme, NTA News.
And that does it from Makurdi. It's back to Najatu in Abuja for more on NTA Nationwide.
Thank you, Susan. The University of Benin community has been thrown into mourning at the demise of profound educationist, the first female vice-chancellor of a university in Nigeria, Professor Grace Alili Williams, in her home in Lagos. Adogbeji Ojegba reports that the vice-chancellor, Professor Lillian Salami, says she left a huge gap.
Of an astute academician, a towering figure in the academia, was received with mixed feeling by members of the University of Benin community, where Professor Grace Alili Williams was regarded as a colossus.
The history of University of Benin can never be complete without the pivotal role that she has played in bringing achievements, in molding the institution, the first ever female vice-chancellor in Africa.
She was someone that was disciplined. She fought against cultism.
The outlook of the University of Benin was then, at the time I came in, were actually testaments of what she had done.
Professor Grace Alili Williams was born in Warri, Delta State on 16th December 1932. She attended Federal Government College Warri and Queen's College Lagos. She proceeded to the University College, now the University of Ibadan, later to the University of Vermont and the University of Chicago, United States. The first Nigerian woman to earn a doctorate in mathematics, first female vice-chancellor of the University of Benin. In December 1963, she married a young political scientist, Dr. Babatunde Williams, at that time a senior lecturer at the University of Ife. In Benin, Adogbeji Ojegba, NTA News.
The academic icon will indeed be missed. On that note, we conclude the news on Nationwide. Do remember to keep supporting NTA's campaign against rape and rapists. I'm Najaa Atutijani. Thanks for watching.